Good afternoon. So it's January 14th, 2025. It's a whole new year. We're going to do a whole new garden in a greenhouse. So for you guys that are new, I'm in my basement. I'm in a greenhouse. Built it. It's painter's drop sheets attached to the ceiling. We're about 8 feet wide, about 12 feet long. We've got big LED lights all up in the ceiling. There's two more I can't quite get in the frame right now. And we grow a ton of food down here. So we're about a month and a half behind schedule from where I wanted to be, but due to things that happened, it is what it is. So here we are. So right over here, I've got some of the seeds laid out that we're going to plant. We're going to plant them today. What you are not going to see, you're not going to see any kind of squash. We're not doing zucchini in here this year. We're not doing peppers in here right now. We will, but we're not doing them in here now. And I'm not going to grow peppers in here for me to consume. I'll just buy them at the grocery store. My kids don't eat them much. I buy one a week. It's not worth taking up the space in here because you got to get them in a pretty big pot. We're not doing tomatoes today. The reason we're not doing tomatoes, so I'll show you why. So for you guys that are new, we have trellis netting, okay? Takes up that whole wall. And there's two big lights up there. One, two. We grow tomatoes on this trellis right beside me here. And right over there, we grow cucumbers. We are going to be doing the Boston pickling cucumbers this year. Okay, I like these ones. We're growing little cucumbers, the Boston pickling, sorry. They put out a lot of cucumbers. We're gonna have like a big green carpet basically hanging on the wall here. I have to hand pollinate them with a little paintbrush, right? So we have to pollinate our cucumbers by hand, but that's no big deal. So we're going to get to those after because we're not going to put those seeds into the seed cell tray we've got right here. And we're not starting tomatoes today because I haven't nailed down a variety that I want to grow in here. Last year, we had lots of cherry tomatoes. Plants were huge. They were like 9 feet tall. They were literally growing in my ceiling. I had more cherry tomatoes than I could eat. We grew blue chocolate tomatoes last year, and they really didn't do good. So I'm still trying to nail down the variety. There is a possibility that I'm just going to grow San Marzanos in here. They put out lots of tomatoes. They're about a 50 to 55 day to harvest. And they're semi-indeterminate, so they're only going to hit 5 feet-ish. So they'll be easier to maintain. So chances are I'm probably going to grow Romas. Now, they're not the best for, putting on burgers and stuff like that. But I can make do with that. We have burgers about once a week. We have tacos about once a week. So I'll just cut them down the length and we'll just do that. That's kind of where I'm going with my tomatoes right now. Other than that, so I'll show you guys what we're going to do. So we're going to just start here. So I've got little plastic tags already made up out of yogurt containers. Just cut them up. So we're going to do some bunching onions, curly parsley, Italian oregano, and we're going to grow a bunch of lettuce in here this year because we're eating a lot of lettuce at the house, and it's $4 for one head of lettuce, and half of it's rotten anyways. So we're going to do prize head. Okay, isn't that a nice looking lettuce? That'll be for my sandwiches. And then we're going to grow romaine because my son has Caesar salad every day he goes to school. For basil, we're going to do the classic Genovese basil because who doesn't love that? And then I have a little bit of dill seeds. So I'm probably just going to plant a few, because I'm running out. So I'll probably only plant a couple of those. Sarcasm. We have our grow tray already filled up dropped that in the video yesterday. We've got a little bit of Gaia Green all-purpose fertilizer mixed in with the soil, just to give these things a little bit of a boost while they're growing. And so what do you say? Let's slam some seeds in some soil. First thing we're going to do are bunching onions. So these are your green onions. You get them at the store, right? When you plant these, don't plant one seed per cell or per hole, or whenever you plant these, always plant a couple at a time. They prefer to grow in little bunches. Look at that, brand new packs of seeds. So I'm basically going to put 5 or 6 seeds per hole. There, see? Onion seeds. If you guys haven't seen them before. So, and your normal onion seeds basically look almost the same as this. So basically all I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to kind of reach in, take a little pinch. See, take a little pinch. And I've already made some little depressions in the soil with a Sharpie marker. The nice thing about bunching onions is you don't really have to worry too much. You know, I've put as much as 10 seeds in each little cell before, and they all grow just fine. So that's it. We'll just fill these in afterwards. Gonna do some parsley. If you guys haven't seen this type before, pay no attention to the label, but because I normally buy MI Gardener seeds. MI Gardener, right? But these were given to me. And these are coated with clay. So each one of these is going to be a seed. So we're just going to... fill them up. A couple in each hole. And the thing with the parsley is that when it's time to plant the garden outside, there, look at that. Look like little robin's eggs in there. When it comes to planting the garden outside, all I'm going to do is just transplant the parsley from the containers I'm going to be growing them in here, right outside. All right. Now, we are not doing 6 cells of oregano. For those of you who have not seen oregano seeds before, here they are. Yes, they are really that small. Okay? They are tiny, tiny, tiny. So, all I do with oregano is, this is where it gets a little tricky. Want to pour a little bit into your hand. They're so small they even stick inside the Ziploc. That's it. You guys see that? That's all we need. And they're super small. So we just shake them off into the soil, okay? And then all we're going to do is just push them into the soil. We're literally just going to poke them down with our finger. And then we zip that up, or these things will be gone in the next 2 minutes. Back in the bag. And oregano is one of the most invasive plants you'll ever have to deal with. So don't plant oregano in the ground in a place where you want it to maintain, because if you put oregano in the ground, you will never, ever, ever, ever be able to remove that from the ground. So I only grow oregano in pots. That way, and I keep the bottom of the pot off the ground, so that way the roots can't get into the ground and take off, because they're a rhizome based plant. So if the roots get into the ground, they will just pop up new plants all over the place. Just gonna make little indentations here. Gonna plant some lettuce. This is one of the things I've been looking forward to. Just having my own lettuce at the house that I can harvest whenever I want to. And I'm also going to be succession planting the lettuce, because as we eat it, lettuce is a cut and come again plant. So you can cut the head off and it will regrow. Or you can pull the bottom leaves off and eat them, and the plant will just continue to produce leaves out of the center. So you can do it that way as well. And that's generally how I'm going to be harvesting the lettuce, as a cut and come again. But it'll get to a point where you're just going to have to plant new lettuce anyways. And by the time we get to that point, I'm already going to have new lettuce germinating and getting near a point where I can start to harvest. So probably once a week, I'll just plant another 6 cells, and we'll just keep growing. So we'll just cover that over. And don't forget, when you're planting your seeds, the depth that you plant your seeds is really important compared to the size of the seed that you're planting, right? The smaller the seed, the shallower the hole that you're going to want to put that into. So we'll do some romaine. Yep, Sharpie marker. Makes a really good dibbler for this kind of thing. Next, we're going to do romaine. I have some red romaine upstairs I was thinking of growing. I might do that for the second round of succession planting. And then that way we'll have some nice dark red romaine lettuce growing down here. I may not. We'll see what happens. So a couple in each. And I always, oh, that one doesn't go there. There we go. And I always overplant my seeds, because if there's a germination problem, I want at least one of those plants to grow for me, right? And I have to do another seed order anyways soon. So I'm not too worried about using too many seeds up. But I always overplant my seeds. Next, we're doing Genovese basil. Genovese basil. Oh, let's double a few holes. Get some basil seeds out. Basil are pretty small too. There we go. There's basil, right? They're pretty tiny. We're going to just drop a few in each. Like that. And what I will do is, after the basil germinates, I'll pick it down to 1 plant per cell. Because when you grow basil, you don't want a bunch of basil plants all grown together in a big blob. You just want 1 plant, because with that 1 plant, what you're going to do is you're going to prune that plant in a manner that allows it to double in size and double in size and double in size. And so you don't need a whole bunch of basil plants. So now we'll just basically come back to the beginning. We'll just fill these over. Like that. Cover up the parsley. Oh, that one doesn't want to go down. Down. Like that. Everything's in, everything's covered. I'm just going to give everything a good watering. And the oregano just gets a little bit of a dribble just to get those seeds wet. Okay, and now we're going to plant some dill. Who doesn't like dill, right? Fresh dill when you're cooking? Sure. And this is 2 different varieties of dill in here, by the way. We have, oh, it's kind of glary, sorry guys, there. We've got Ducat dill and Mammoth. And the Mammoth had massive dill heads on it. But when I harvested all the seeds, they all just got mixed up. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to grow in each one, but that's okay. And we're going to do the same with dill as we're going to do with the basil. We're only going to allow 1 dill plant to grow in each little pot. And we're just going to succession plant some dill. So we have dill. Oh, it smells like a jar of dill pickles. So good. All right, we have enough dill in there. I guess I can put this little bag of dill away. Same thing, cover those over. Give them a little squirt of water. See, and that's why you guys should make one of these. See how easy and controlled that was? And then I have a little tag for dill. And if you're wondering why these tags are so small, normally they're, you know, about twice as long. It's because once you get your seeds in, you're going to want to grab your dome cover. Put that right up on top, like that. And if your tags were too long, the dome cover wouldn't sit on here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 rows left I can still plant stuff in. So I'm going to go through the rest of the seeds I have upstairs and maybe find some more stuff to grow. But we're just going to start with this today. So it's official. As of today, 14th of January, we're growing food. So some of these things will grow faster than others. And basically what happens is as they're ready and big enough to transplant, I'll just keep them in here and then individually transplant them out into whatever size of pot that they're going to grow in. Like lettuce is going to be in a 1 gallon. I'll probably put the to basil in like a 2-gallon or something. So everything has the right amount of room to grow in. So I've got bags and bags and bags of soil out there. So soil's not a problem. So yeah, now we're going to start cucumbers and I'm going to do some tomatoes after. So have a great day, guys. Grow good food. Just because it's winter doesn't mean you can't grow food. Look at this. We're in a greenhouse in my basement in Ontario. And there's a foot of snow outside on my front lawn. We're growing food. So you can do the same. I'll see you in the next one.